Hey everybody, welcome back to another Bro Guy Toy Review. Now today I have another interview from Joelanta, which is with Jason from Spero Toys. Now Spero Toys is the creators of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, which if you haven't tried this line, I highly recommend it. I don't have one thing negative to say about this company. I absolutely love them. Now I originally met Jason early in the year at Toylanta, which we had a conversation about the line and everything. So I tried it out and I've absolutely fallen in love with the line. Now, everything, the way these figures feel in hand, they're probably my favorite American indie company there is. Just saying it. Right now, they're my favorite one. Just everything they offer is great. I love it. When it comes down to it, the articulation, the durability of the figures, and just everything that they have coming out looks incredible. If you haven't, like I said, if you haven't tried the line yet, give it a shot. When it comes to all these toy companies out here, these are actually really affordable, so take a chance on them. But anyways, here's the interview with Jason.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Jason Bienvenue. I'm the creator of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom and managing partner at Spero Studios.
So let me say I absolutely love your line. You completely sold me on it. I have every single character except for this guy right here.
That one's hard to get. We usually, it was a Kickstarter exclusive, and then we started selling it at conventions, but it's currently sold out. We'll probably have some for Toy Expo.
Okay.
So if you're going to be able to make it out to the Toy Expo, we'll have some there.
I might be able to make it there.
It's worth the trip.
Okay. So tell us about your recent expansion, Series 2.
So we did a Kickstarter for Series 2, and we essentially added 4 more body types. So we've got the Brawler type right here, then we've got the Reptiles, which can share armor with all of our standard figures. And then we don't have them pictured here, but we also have female figures, a speedster figure, which is a little bit shorter and not quite as muscular as the standard buck. And then we've got our birds, which is again a little bit more kind of skinny. So we're thinking you can kind of mix and match some of the soft goods with the female figures.
Right. And then during that Kickstarter, I think it was after the Kickstarter, you introduced the water buffalo and then the elephant.
Right. And that, the water buffalo is actually going to be part of this production.
Okay.
So you'll get that at the same time as these guys. Mm-hmm. The elephant is something that we're going to do last. So it's there's not a lot of tooling that can be shared with it.
Right.
So it's basically going to be like the cherry on top at the end of the Kickstarter fulfillment stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you did bring some more figures.
We did.
And they did bring prototypes and then the humans.
These are kind of proof of concept. So in the second story arc of the comic book, 2 of the characters are human for a certain period of time. So we thought it'd be cool to kind of show what's coming in the future.
How did you get into the toy industry?
I mean, I've always liked toys. I don't think there wasn't a very long period of time where I wasn't interested in toys.
Right.
I did the comic book for this originally, and whenever I was making the figure or the characters, I thought I should design them to have a more toyetic type of feel.
Right.
And so once the comic book did well, I did a Kickstarter to try to get those produced. And I think that was in 2017.
Okay. So have you been part of any other projects before you started on your own?
I started customizing stuff. I got an airbrush for my birthday one year, and was doing a lot of kit bashing and kind of seeing how toys were put together. And then I kind of went on DeviantArt and we're looking at 3D sculptors and stuff like that, and basically just made friends and kind of did networking to kind of find people that could do what I was hoping to bring to fruition.
Okay. Now, when you started the original campaign, did it take a while for it to get started? Did you get in your first attempt, or was it multiple?
So the first time I tried it, it actually failed. It didn't make a goal. So I basically went back to the drawing board, addressed what people wanted to see in the figures while still keeping it as my creation. And then the second time I tried it, it did make goal, and it a little bit over what I had intended. And then after that, we were kind of off to the races.
Okay. So I think last time you said you started the comic in 2013, correct?
I finished the comic book in 2013. I started in 2011.
Okay.
So I finished it in 2013. And then we rebooted the comic book whenever we did our first Kickstarter for the 6-inch line. I'm writing that, and Utama Presta is doing the artwork for it. He's fantastic. Right. During COVID, during lockdown, we met online, and I was already friends with Arlen Pelche, who is pretty well known in the industry for doing a lot of really great Hasbro stuff.
Right.
And then Dan Mitchell and I, who's again known for doing a lot of Hasbro stuff. We actually have this cable figure that he recently did at the booth because we enjoy his stuff, and we're all just genuinely friends outside of work.
Right.
And then James Carter, who's done a ton of work for Hasbro as well, did all the accessories. And then we kind of pick up, freelancers here and there to kind of do the stuff that they can't get to.
Okay. Now, was this your first idea that you wanted to do in a toy line, or did you have others?
This was my first idea. I basically wanted to have a sandbox that would allow me to do stuff similar to what Masters of the Universe did. Like they'd have like sword and sorcery mixed with sci-fi.
Right.
And so I wanted to tell my own hero's tale, the classic hero's tale, with coming from an animal perspective, and it's got a twist and everything to it. So I don't want to spoil the comic book for you if you want to read it, but that's essentially where the idea came from.
Which the first issue is free on your website, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I checked recently. We usually cap it at 100 issues per month, and I noticed it's sold out, but I'm going to talk to our logistics guy and see if we can't get a couple of extras because we're at this convention right now.
Right.
Yeah.
My original interview with you, you did sell me completely on the line. I went out and
I did a good job.
Yeah, you did. But it was mostly because we talked before the interview about just the lore of it.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know the lore, do you just want to do a brief summary of what's going on?
Sure. So it takes place in the future, and I don't want to spoil it, but animals have evolved in the place of humanity, and there's several great animal houses, and it takes place during a civil war between the great animal houses. So you'll see a lot of warring factions throughout the comic book as a subplot, and the main character Pale is basically going to each great animal house and recruiting their best warrior so that he can take on the evil Emperor Kali.
Right. Okay. Now, like I said, you completely sold me on the line, and then even during my interview, well, not during my interview, during my review of your products, I did have a figure break, not on camera, but when I was trying to change armor. Yeah. Which your customer service is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Adam does a great job. We do have a how-to take apart the figure. If you go to on YouTube, just search AWOC, pop and swap, and it'll show you how to take the figure apart properly without risking it breaking.
Right. Which I have nothing negative to say about your company at all. I love the figures to death. Like at first, I wasn't too thrilled with it because like when it comes to like animals, monkeys are one of my least favorites.
Okay, yeah.
But when I started seeing the lizards, I was like, oh, I definitely want to. And then I saw
lizard.
Yeah.
Lizard.
Then I saw like the big lion, the lionesses. I was like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah, I just the main character is an ape, so we need a jumping off point. We got to have the main characters. But as he goes throughout the comic book, especially the first issue, they introduce more and more animals. So, yeah.
Okay.
And our intention is to represent all of that in toy form.
Right. And I'm really looking forward to your next series coming out.
Okay.
So you said by this time next year, well, you said by Joelanta. Well, no, not Joelanta, Toylanta next year.
Are you talking about the lizards?
The lizards.
Yeah,
yes.
So we should have the lizards in time for Legion's Con of 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am looking forward to that.
Cool, yeah.
I can't wait.
We're excited about it.
So, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience to get them to try your line?
The way I like to collect stuff is I'm not a completist, so there's really not a lot to risk, just picking up one or two figures and seeing how you feel.
Right.
And then if you're compelled to continue collecting them, then you can go ahead. Let's see here.
Yeah, I didn't realize you had a crossbow either.
How's it going, guys? I highly recommend this. Is Royal Armor Atreyu. It's a great all-around figure, and you can easily work it in with Thundercats or even Masters of the Universe. multiverse or masterverse.
Right. Which I have them with like the Mythic Legion and
Right,
Savage
exactly.
Crucible.
They're very Mythic Legions adjacent, Savage Crucible, fantasy stuff. You know?
There's even another line that just came out. I'm kind of put them with those two. They're
Is it like the Fury?
no, it's it's like Lido or Lido.
I'll have to check it out. I'm not familiar.
Mystic Lands.
Okay.
They're
okay,
like
cool.
they're kind of like anamorphic
Okay.
animals. Some of
Fun.
them, but
Yeah.
they kind of fit well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
But yeah, I absolutely love your line,
Thank you
and
very much.
I'm looking forward to the next series so I can do those interviews.
Thank you
Do
so
the
much.
reviews.
I
All right,
appreciate
thank you.
it. Yeah, no
And
problem.
I say this at the end of every one of my videos. Live stuff out there, guys. Enjoy the little things.
Figures lined up on the shelf. Jesse's breaking boxes by himself. He ain't gentle, nah, he ain't nice. Ripping open dreams just to slice the price. Hey, hey, watch him fly.